Well, initially I'm welcoming all the delegates from the UK, Australia and Poland to the conference, as for to Kent, if you like. I've got the housekeeping, where the fire escapes are and turn your phone off, and a few sort of words to sort of what I think about the conference in a way, personal scene setting, I suppose, and then I'm a table host during the day today. It's an interesting one, and I've been sort of reflecting on that, coming backwards and forwards and thinking about the conference and how much we've changed over the time of my career, so sort of 28 years, how far we've come, but also how much further we've got to go. And incidents like Grenfell and things like that tell us how we need to be technically competent as firefighters and as responders, but also they've increasingly told us how we need to understand the communities we serve, how we need to understand difference, how we need to understand individuals and how people choose to live their lives, need to live their lives, and how they receive information, help and support from the Fire and Rescue Service. And we need to be open-minded about that. We need to be constantly inquiring, and I think one of the things we recognise increasingly is there's an awful lot we don't know, there's an awful lot we need to do, but if we go about it with a sort of good heart, with the best of intentions, and maintain that open mind, we will make lives better for people. So conferences like this are very important, in my opinion. They bring together people that are interested, obviously, in the Fire and Rescue Service and what we're about, as employers and as public servants. And it brings together people from different traditions, different backgrounds, people who have that interest in learning, but also colleagues in this conference who will have lived experience. So, clearly I'm a middle-aged white man. There will be many experiences in life that I haven't had, obviously some that I have, and for me to come here with an open mind, to listen to colleagues, to understand different lived experiences, life experiences, helps me do my job as a director, helps me set direction, helps my colleagues understand how we work with our communities, how we work with our customers for service delivery. I think ASFA as an organisation is very important to us. I mean, this is the first time Kent Fire and Rescue Services hosted the ASFA conference, and we're delighted to do that. But colleagues of mine have been heavily involved in ASFA for many years now. We recognise that ASFA has many interests, and is actually a very broad church, perhaps a broader church, if you like, than the name implies. And it's so great that it can do that, and it can bring so many traditions, so many different beliefs, so many different ways that people want and as they need to live their life under one virtual roof, if you like, and have these conversations, have a safe space where people can come together, can discuss issues, raise issues and promote learning. For me, with the sort of previous ASFA conferences, largely I've been involved with that through the product of the conference, if you like, the post-conference materials, and reading, listening to recordings, talking to people who've attended, has broadened my thinking and my horizons, has challenged some of my perceptions, and I think for me the result of that sort of input from ASFA and from their conferences is that perhaps I'm less certain about some things, and I'm more inquiring, and I'm more open-minded, and I'm more, there's lots to learn, and there's lots to keep learning, and that for me personally is a brilliant justification for being involved with ASFA. Well, I think in Kent Fire and Rescue Service, the future for us is to continue very much on our journey. We've been heavily involved in writing access cases for the National Fire Chiefs Council, looking at how the Fire and Rescue Service interacts with different communities, different people in our society, different views, faiths, etc., and different lived experience, and how we can use that as an employer, as colleagues, to be a nicer place to work, to become an employer of choice for different communities, but also, really importantly, how we deliver to all the different communities. And Kent is a very interesting county. We're very influenced by London economically, but we're also the border county with Europe. We have lots of newly arrived communities and people in Kent who are just starting their journey in the United Kingdom, and so we have a really interesting sort of demographic, if you like, in our customer base. So for us it's really important to maintain this open mind, to understand people, to understand different, and to be on the front foot, if you like, to help those people when they arrive in the UK, to help the communities that have settled in Kent, and obviously our traditional communities who've lived here for generations.